Okay, so this is the evening before the tests. So we've got a test tomorrow in class right here. So nothing unusual about that. So our essential question is, can I make a list of content that I need additional practice with? Okay. So I guess I kind of modified that a little bit. I just kind of synthesized the topics that I need to learn to perform well on the exam. Kind of the same intent there. So I have homework on in the back of the packet, and those are just suggested. They're a combination of multiple choice and free response questions. I think I have a couple questions in that back of the packet that have to do with the limit method that we were doing last week. Remember, we're not going to test you on the limit method tomorrow. Okay, so if you want to just take, I think it's like the last page of the packet. If you want to just ignore that or go back to it, that's fine. We're going to come back to that next section. Just a little bit of an introduction. Okay, so that is our question. Like I said just a second ago, we need to perform at a high level tomorrow. We've been training since the beginning of the year with this material. So because we've been training so hard all along, we should be able just to go through a comprehensive review tonight. Okay, so what does the exam look like? Has anyone here taken an AP exam? Okay, so those of you who have, right, know that you have a multiple choice part and a constructive response part. Okay, and so I do the same thing for all my tests. So all my tests follow that format. We have a 30-minute no calculator test, and we have a 30-minute calculator test because calculus is split up into two different types of tests. One you can use a calculator for, one you can't. And so you will have multiple choice and free response on each part. So be sure to bring your handheld calculator. The free response, so this is all in Blackboard. The free response parts, you'll have to upload photographs of your work to the free response parts. And so you'll just, you'll do some work on a piece of paper lined blank, it doesn't matter. And then you'll upload that, and then you'll hand in your constructive response work as well. I do keep time, because all AP tests are timed technically. I do keep time in the test. So when you open up the test tomorrow, you'll see something coming down from 30 minutes. But I don't bump you out of the test automatically. It just counts down to 0 and then just sits there. Okay? It's not meant to close anything up at the end or anything like that. So if you run a little more than 30 minutes because of whatever reason, that you run 31 or 32 minutes, that's okay. Okay, don't get worried about that. Don't worry about anything happening with that time. I display all the questions at once, so you'll see 5 or 6 multiple choice, and then at the bottom you'll see your free response questions broken into their parts, like A, B, and C, or A, B, C, and D. For this test, the no calculator free response has parts A, B, and C, and the calculator has A, B, C, and D. That's usually how it goes. Usually 3 or 4 parts of these. Then we hand in all materials at the end of the test, so any work you do on scrap paper, we hand that in, put your name on it, just in case. Okay, so because I'm not asking the limit method, as I was going through the test, I realized I changed this last year. Because I'm not asking a limit method question, that is really where we write the equation of the lines, the limit line. So we have the anchor chart there where and right now, learning that process. So I'm not expecting. So that's why I'm not putting it on a test. So that being said, I know I've said it a couple times where I said you'll have a tangent line, have you read the test. So tomorrow Nobody plays this kind of cards because that person has a card. Sense? Okay. All right. So we're good there. So, what to focus on? So we've kind of gone through the overview. Now let's kind of narrow our focus. What as far as what we're going to do with the rest of the class here and tonight. So do the practice at the end of the note packet, as we discussed just a few minutes ago. Do the multiple choice progress checks in College Board. So I've scheduled, they're called progress checks. There's either 2 or 3 of them, I'm not sure how many, but it's just they're feeding you more multiple choice questions. I give you the multiple choice questions in AP Classroom because they give you that nice feedback after the grade, right? You can look at that, you can see what questions. You can see the correct solution. You can see the rationale for why the teaser options are not correct answers and all that stuff. So it's very engaging feedback that they give you. You can go back into your previous quizzes and review them. If you didn't use a retake and you want to go into the retake quiz just to take another quiz for extra practice, feel free to do that. And you can go in and look at your topic questions that you've completed throughout the meeting as well. The questions about what to focus on in class today and stuff. Look at that. Okay, what to bring? So what to bring? We need our handheld calculator. We need our personal calculator. This guy, right? Because we will be using we need for submitting our answers to the tests. So we need our handheld calculator, and then remember that you can bring your flip books and your foldables. So you've got a trig flip book that you've made already. You've got a limit flip book. You've got a continuity foldable instructed already. So bring those manipulatives with you. Questions about that? Look at that. Okay. What to focus on? So here's the focus for the constructive response. Typically, when we talk about constructive responses for fluid units, we're going to really focus on these responses. So we're going to ask you questions like, make this response continuous, identify the find the horizontal asymptotes if there are any. Okay. Calculate a rate of change for me. Calculate the limit using, and I just said composite, but calculate the limit of a function that created using what could be a composite. That sort of thing. Going back to when we talked about properties of limits. And then they really like to hit the types of discount units. So recognizing when you have the discount unit, you've got the one that's the whole. So calculate the limits of the all right. Okay. And it's a little long-winded, but for first AP exam, we've got to kind of set down all the ground, lay out all the ground rules here. So for what to expect tomorrow as far as functions in blackboards. When you upload the photos for your constructive response, you have a browse my computer button. So it'll look like this. And when you click on it, it will give you these options. And so you want to do the take a photo or video option. That will open up the camera solution. It is limited to 1 photo, so that's why just upload part A. You should be able. I mean, even if part A took a whole page, you should be able to get that whole page in 1 photo. Usually, each part usually only takes. It's like doing a custom column or a College Board. It shouldn't take a whole page, so you should be okay with this. So any questions about uploading? All right. So after everything is said and done tomorrow, those notes done, as Scott for me. So we'll look at the Unit 2 Day 1 notes. No spoiler alert. Unit 2 Day 1 notes. It's the same thing. So it's a change of the flow. So again, literally starting there. Starting with the left. Right? Okay, so just one tip, and this is for constructive response, and we'll get better at this more time goes on. And I can go examples of what this is really useful time saver. So whenever you are not responsible for simplifying. So right now our calculation, but let's say we were finding a limit, and let's say we were using direct substitution, and we came to the conclusion that in order to find the limit, all we had to do is take 65, subtracting the 7, you can actually leave the answer looking this whole part. You don't have to actually go to the math and figure it out and give you the final. All I have to do is simplify. You can leave the answer just like that and find it. And that turns into a nice time saver. It also turns into a nice way to avoid it. And some people might subtract those two numbers and say, oh, 65 minus 87 is 22. Is it? So actually, if you did the math and it's wrong, you can find that. So that's, I think that's my last tip. Yeah, it's my last tip. So, that's not really applicable, but don't forget about your flow chart, as long as I went to that screen anyway. Don't forget about the flow chart, and you have that resurface along the wall. So that's also be there available too. Okay, I'm gonna leave it on that slide. I did do a recording of that, going through all the reviews and stuff like that.